Salute, Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing. How we doing, everyone? Welcome to the post-game live. CT on the solo. As the New York Knicks battled the Boston Celtics in Game 3 of the preseason. Came up short, 110, 123. But so much to feel good about in this performance, as Quentin Grimes shot the lights out. Deuce McBride picked up 4 steals. We got to see more of Donte DiVincenzo. And the Boston Celtics played their full squad. They played everybody, and the New York Knicks gave them all they could handle. And as the New York Knicks rested Brunson, Randle, Hart, quickly, Bully Barrett, and a lot of Knicks were in the plus that started the game. So that tells the story. A lot to feel good about with this performance. Of course, the Knicks will play tomorrow night, back-to-back. That's why they rested everybody. We'll play the Washington Wizards and conclude the preseason. But more positives tonight than anything. Even Isaiah Roby looked solid. Jericho Sims, 3 blocks. And the New York Knicks, they battled. They hustled. They were gritty tonight. It really wasn't, if it wasn't for the first quarter, where the Boston Celtics put up 41 points to the New York Knicks 30, the New York Knicks could have won this game. But of course, preseason results don't mean anything. It's all in the performances. So we're going to chop that up and more tonight. Salute to the chat. Salute replay gang. Give us your thoughts. We shout you out. We'll keep it 100 and look forward to tomorrow night, wrapping up this preseason. And then it's all meaningful. But 110, 123, Knicks go down in Beantown. But I'm feeling good after this performance. Quentin Grimes, 22 points. Shot the lights out. The Knicks as a team, man, shot 19 of 47. 40% from the field. So that was great. Deuce McBride getting steals. Cookies with that situation. And again, I was really impressed with DiVincenzo, Deuce, Grimes, Roby, and more. We'll shout everyone out. We'll look at the box score, give out grades, and salute to the chat. Salute Old Head, how we feeling? Daniel Berry, salute, what's good? We might be seeing a lot more of Sims as a backup power forward. Old Head, yeah. Jericho getting after it, rebounding well. Offensively, the Knicks started really well as well. Although we gave up 41 points, we scored 30 of our own. Of course, we're able to get easier buckets, move the ball around. It's interesting, when we see this offense, without Brunson, without Randle, without Barrett, it's just a lot of sharing the ball and guys just putting up an open shot. So that's what I saw tonight. Assists, 25 assists, really solid. 11 steals, super performance defensively tonight. The first half, the Boston Celtics put up 70, but it was really because they just couldn't miss. They were getting open looks, they were moving the ball around. But the New York Knicks, 43% from the field, around 40% from 3, which was excellent. The second chance points, 18 as well. So the Knicks battled. Quentin Grimes top scored for the Knicks, 22. Tatum with 28. Porzingis got 2 blocks. Sims with 3. Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride with 6 assists. Brown with 6. And Jericho top rebounded with 10. He was all over the place. As we go through the box score and shout everyone out, it was a really good performance from these New York Knicks second string unit. You see Quentin Grimes played 26 minutes against the full squad and was in the plus 6. Mitchell Robinson was a +2. DiVincenzo just a -1. Miles McBride, there was some bucket score late. He ended up -8. But that didn't tell the story because Deuce was great tonight, hustling. 4 steals, you see, 6 assists, 16 points. Went 6 of 18 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, and 2 of 8 from 3. Obviously, a lot more volume tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But Isaiah Roby, late, also continued to hit threes. He was 3 of 4, 75% from deep. Isaiah Roby showing what he can do in 15 minutes. Evan Fournier got some burn, put up some points late. Daquan Jeffries was fairly impressive as well, 40% from deep. But yeah, I like to see DiVincenzo's intensity defensively also. He got a steal, 3 assists, hit a couple of deep balls, but ended up 3 of 10. But really, Quentin Grimes stole the game ball tonight. 007 Angelo's in the house. Salute, fam. Let's get it. Hopefully this year we'll see better cohesion from these guys. I think we will. I really do, guys. I think chemistry, and playing together for a second year is going to be huge for this squad. Learning each other's habits and just being connected, like you said. And I think that's going to be big. Tonight, man, we sent a message to Boston, basically. No Hart, no Quickly, no Barrett, no Brunson, no Julius. And the score was 13 points, the difference. And without, like I said earlier, Boston's first quarter, 41 to 30, the New York Knicks basically hung with them in the second quarter, the third, and the fourth, with our second string unit. So yeah, lots to be pleased about. We didn't get to see Jacob Toppin tonight either. No Dylan Windler. I was surprised, but everyone kind of took advantage of their minutes tonight. Like although there were some inefficiencies, obviously there's higher volume, but Nathan Knight got in there a little bit. Ryan Arcidiacono got in there. Isaiah Roby was excellent. Fournier put up some buckets, making the most of his minutes. Isaiah Hartenstein, probably his best game of the preseason, shout out. 6 of 11. He was 1 of 3 from deep. 8 rebounds, 4 of them offensive. So shout out to iHeart with 13 points. Daquan Jeffries, 50% from the field, 40% from 3. Excellent. He was 3 of 6. But the trend, man, is Deuce McBride. Continues his fine form in this preseason, showing us flashes of what he can do. And, he was doing what Deuce does in terms of buckling down, getting steals, taking it to Jason Tatum. Was one of the best plays of the game when he basically put the clamps on Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown tried to back him down, couldn't even move him, really. This was a great play from Grimes. He was heating up there. He just steps into it right there. No hesitation. That's what you love to see from Quentin Grimes. So yeah, the biggest beneficiaries from tonight's performance, Grimes, Deuce, DiVincenzo, and Roby from the extra reps. And this is just excellent heading into the final game tomorrow night. The first of a back-to-back. So the Boston Celtics needed their entire squad to defeat us, coming off red hot. The Knicks, finished the half 11 of 25 from deep, shooting 44%, which was excellent. There was 8 turnovers each at the half, and considering the New York Knicks were getting also out-rebounded 22 to 29 at the end of the half, the New York Knicks battled. They hung in there and hung tough. We saw Dante DiVincenzo steal the lunch of Drew Holiday. That was a great play, I noticed. His on-ball defense, that's a preview of what we can expect this year. Obviously putting up 60 points, our own, in the first half, was confidence building for this second string unit. But the Boston Celtics putting up 78 in the first half was far from ideal. But the second half was excellent. So you see 60 to 78 at the half, but the second half, the New York Knicks really outplayed the Celtics. I felt. Good kick out from Evan there, and the 3-point ball from Isaiah. He shot 1 of 3 from deep. If he can get into a groove, and average 1 or 2 threes per game, giving us a little bit of stretch action at the big man spot, is going to be excellent, fam. Another 3 ball from Q Dot, letting it fly. Was this one? Gets to his spot, knows what he's going to do, crosses him over, and pulls up. So yeah, Quentin Grimes, he's a huge X factor, fam, for this team. Man, what else can I say? Quentin Grimes as the starting wing is going to be big. The super chat 007 Angelo, appreciate you, fam. I'm so hyped for this season. Let's get it. Have a drink on me, says 007. Hoping things are good in the land down under. Let's get it this year. Light up the league. Playoffs, here we come. Fam, I love it. Fam, salute. Appreciate you. And I best believe, that the New York Knicks are going to continue to make noise this year. Tonight was a reflection, man, of how our depth is really going to be big this year. Whether there's injuries, whether there's going to be back-to-backs, there's going to be players that don't play well on any given night, and we can go to the next man up mentality, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that's what's going to be big for these New York Knicks, right? Taking the Boston Celtics to just 13-point loss with our second string unit, missing at least 5 of our rotation players, 3 of our starters with Barrett, Brunson and Randle missing, no Hart, no Quickly tonight. But this is what the preseason's really all about. I mean, back-to-back wasn't ideal, but to make the most out of it and for this squad to to put up shots and get into a groove for the next game, this could be a beauty of things to come in terms of the start of the season. And Quentin Grimes starting off hot, getting into that groove, fam. So Quentin Grimes, shot 7 of 12. Let that sink in, man. In the words of my guy Ron Cleveland, what's that? 58%. 58% from deep, 7 of 12. Working out with JJ Redick in the summer. He knows what it's all about. This year, getting into his he's coming into his 3rd year, I believe, Quentin Grimes. And he knows how important this is going to be for him and how important he is to this team. Tough Gong, salute. What's good, fam? Who should start, RJ or Dante? I think RJ is going to start to begin the season. I think RJ Barrett looks good in the preseason so far. I like the fact that he's getting to the line. I love his physicality, his aggression. And I really do like Dante DiVincenzo off the bench to start. But closing some games out is where I'm open to shake things up, fam, closing games out. If we need extra floor spacing and Dante's shooting like he is, like he's capable of from deep, then I think he's going to close some games out, 100%. If Bully Barrett's playing well, he'll close the game out as well. So the thing is, RJ Barrett's ability to get fouled and get easier points at the line is going to be big. That's something that DiVincenzo and Grimes don't have yet. Of course, they have the 3-point shooting a little bit more consistently than RJ Barrett, but we're going to have to see how Barrett starts the year. But yeah, I'm all about the closing lineups this year, and I think there might be some lineups where Emmanuel Quickly also, guys, can close things out. But there's been a big question, guys, over the preseason and off-season about who's going to be a backup for. Are the Knicks too small? What are we going to do with Josh Hart playing the 4? Well, Isaiah Roby has been a name talked about by some people. He's got experience around the league. He's played with OKC. He's played with the Spurs. He's been around. He's just been a little bit injured, a little bit inconsistent, hasn't found his spot yet. But with the New York Knicks tonight, he took advantage. 4 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from deep, 75%, right, in 15 minutes. That's super efficiency. Get up scoring, 11 points, and also pulled in 3 rebounds, 2 offensive. So, yeah, in 15 minutes, man, if we can get that kind of production from a backup 4, man, sign me up right now. Sign me up for 11 points, couple of 3-pointers, couple of rebounds. I think he had a block as well. He didn't get a block, but it felt like he was always in the play, contesting, and like Wally said, man, he was a live body. So I really like what I saw from Isaiah Roby. He gets a thumbs up for me out of one of the 4 guys that really took advantage of their minutes tonight, with Grimes, Deuce, Dante, and Roby. Now Mitchell Robinson didn't play as much, got some rest. 20 minutes, was excellent. 5 of 6, efficient. Pulled in 4 offensive rebounds as well again, and 3 steals. So Mitchell Robinson, this could be a year where he's, in contention for a defensive, all-defensive team, defensive player of the year, right? If he's healthy, missed some free throws tonight, 2 of 4, so he's got to continue to work on that. But man, he was a +2 in 20 minutes tonight in a loss, with 12 points and 4 offensive rebounds. So Mitch, stand up. Mitchell Robinson, the block nest monster. Salute to him. He's been a huge tick every single game now, 3 games in a row. He's looked excellent. And great things to come for the start of this season, fam. And the New York Knicks getting gritty. So I also, wanted to see a little bit more from Dante DiVincenzo leading into tonight's game. And because of the starters resting, like Tough Gong's asking, what's DiVincenzo going to bring to this team? Is he going to start? Now 3 of 12, it doesn't look great, inefficient, but 3 of 10 from deep. He did showcase his ability to really stretch the floor. A couple of those threes were from deep, with no hesitation. So that, just like Grimes tonight, his shot's going to come, and he's going to be big for us. Stretching the floor and late, scoring, giving us that burst. What I liked, though, was 6 of 6 from the line, 100%. So that makes up for some of that inefficiency, 100% from the line on 6 attempts. Also love the 3 assists and the steal from DiVincenzo. He's always getting after it. He's getting gritty. And one of these threes we see on screen as I pull that up, he can pull that trigger from deep. Can Dante? Look how far out he is. That's a couple of inches from the 3-point line. So a couple of feet. I'm sorry, from the 3-point line. So that's what he's going to do. He's really going to pull his guy out. Look how far White is sagging off, and there's no way he's going to recover from that quick trigger. So another assist from Quentin Grimes, 6 tonight. Head on a swivel, and he can be that third playmaker for us as well in that starting unit. Hopefully he grows into that role with things to come, ladies and gents. So what did we see from Dante? I want to hear your thoughts. Were you happy? I like the 6 foul shots, 100% from the line. A little bit inefficient, but it's going to come. I can't get enough of Quentin Grimes sinking those threes. Big Heart's 3. We talked about that as well. Deuce McBride's defense. He helped change this season for us, ladies and gents, last year. And it looks like Deuce McBride has taken his game to another level. Now, I paid close attention to his handle. He was actually creating a little bit off the dribble, which is, small steps for Deuce. He's not known as a shot creator, but man, I tell you, he's a guy that has that as a possible thing up his sleeve in terms of the crossover and the pull up, right? If he can give us a little bit of extra offense, that spark together with his defense, man, Deuce McBride's such a valuable player on $1 million salary. I'm starting to get a little worried now because he's a free agent after this year. So Deuce McBride was only a 2nd round draft pick. So, he's not we can obviously start the dialogue for a contract extension at any point. There's no deadline like quickly is to extend him, but as his play continues to go well throughout the season, if he wants to hold off for a bigger bag, the New York Knicks might have to pony up serious money, right? We see backups in the league now, can make possibly up from 8 to 15 mil. As Peyton Pritchard got signed with the bag as well. But another trend, with Deuce McBride this season. Look at that defense, man. Derek White, man, absolutely made him look like a damn fool in that footage right there. Absolute fool. Thinking he can take McBride off the dribble, clamped him down. That's it, man. Put him in a straitjacket. And then goes coast to coast. Finishes over Jason Tatum with the left floater. Man, that had me out of my seat. Knicks won today. Salute. Give us your thoughts on Deuce McBride, man. He got loose. That's it. You said it. Deuce got loose. A third year in the league now coming up too. So, he's flash signs, and we're starting to see a dude that, can put it all together now. And that's scary, man. Talking about putting it all together. But yeah, I'm loving it, man. Salute 007 Angelo with another super chat, fam. We're hyped tonight. Let's get it. The streets are buzzing. Smashing that like button with the live chat. And he says, I didn't get to watch the game. I'm jealous of UCT. Please keep the highlights coming. I haven't had a chance to see the new guys yet. Much respect. Salute to you, fam. There'll be plenty more highlights this year. We'll be getting down, and we'll be chopping it up. But yeah, no need to be jealous because there's going to be a lot more to come. And looking forward to to chopping up with you in the chat all season. Replay gang. Yeah, in this New York Knicks squad, we can feel good about it because they play defense. First and foremost, we hang our hat as old heads with the New York Knicks diehards. We don't want to see a lack of effort. And in so many years past, we've seen teams get punked. That's not going to happen with this team. They fight hard. They really hustle, and they take pride. They take pride in wearing this jersey, wearing this city on their chest, and and that's got to be inspiring. What Deuce McBride's doing there, right there, man. He's he's unheralded. He's been doubted. He's been overlooked. Here he is taking it to the supposed favorites for the NBA Finals out of the East, the Boston Celtics. Everyone want to give them their flowers and shout them out. They really came out tonight trying to play hot, and they did start hot, but it's still really wasn't enough to embarrass the New York Knicks second unit because guys were getting so hustling and gritty with it. Chefs in the building, let's get it. Salute. The Deuce lefty floater was a great play. Yeah, absolutely, man. Something we haven't seen, so we're seeing more things. He has to get rotation minutes, like you said it, and it really got me thinking now. It really got me thinking now, fam, in terms of how well Fournier's been playing. Now Deuce has put his hand up. You could expect Dante to try to win more minutes. I mean, we are loaded. We are locked and loaded. So, people were a little underwhelmed with some additions, DiVincenzo, and bringing the band back. And talking about the Celtics, how happy people were with the Porzingis move, the Drew Holiday move. But really, I think we're going to get to see this year that with a well-rounded, a deep 9-10 man rotation, this team is not going to take a play off, and they're going to make life hell for every single team that they play. And I predict 48 wins, no less, with a possibility of getting 50. I want to hear your win predictions, guys. Let us know. Yeah. I'm jealous every time I'm working and I can't watch. Bleed orange and blue. Absolutely. I feel you, fam. I feel your passion. Always representing. And I know what it's like to work and miss some of the action. But we here. We got you covered, and let's continue chopping this thing up. Look, I really like what Jeffrey's brought too. Talking about a guy who's the 12th, 13th, 14th man. If you come in and put up 3 of 6, 2 of 5 from deep in 21 minutes, and be 8 points, a -9 against the supposed Eastern Conference favourites, and be the 14th man, Daquan Jeffries can play. Man, he can play. And the New York Knicks have really got something, at the latter end of their roster right now. I liked his minutes. I like Roby. And again, look, Fournier is a mixed bag. I think coming into a situation with his contract, coming into a situation where we want to showcase him a little bit and see what he can offer early in this season, I think he's going to get a chance. I really do think Evan Fournier is going to be in a situation where he might see some limited minutes early. See if he can give us that 3-point shooting a little bit, stretch the floor. And maybe Tom Thibodeau's open to starting the season with a 10-9-man a 10 or 11-man rotation, guys. It'll be interesting to see. I think he's taking advantage of some of his minutes early. Now, we got one more game tomorrow. We'll see if Fournier gets some minutes. This is what I'm going to predict. If Evan Fournier, and we'll be live post-game tomorrow night, join us again. If Evan Fournier plays tomorrow night, he's going to be in the rotation to start the year. There's no doubt in my mind, because tomorrow night is a dress rehearsal for the real deal. And if Fournier is going to, if Thibs is going to be willing to fit him into the rotation tomorrow, then Fournier is going to get some minutes, I feel. He shot the 3-ball decent recently in this preseason, and I think he could add something to the bench unit, especially if we want to play small. Yeah, and Evan Fournier is a decent rebounder for his size as well. A guy who can grab the rebound, push the break, draw gravity from the defenders. Sometimes you need just a guy who the defense knows can pull up at any moment, and that's going to take their attention and put it all on him, and it's going to free up some other guys. Fam. Would love to see us give the Celtics the fight of their life. They're projected to be strong. Absolutely. We will. Opening night is the next time we face the Celtics. We don't have to wait too long, fam. After tonight, the New York Knicks will bring back the 5 guys who rested tonight. JB, RJ, Juju, Hart, and IQ. And so we got reinforcements, and they better, they're going to definitely take us seriously. I think after tonight, it's going to be a dogfight this year, fam. Best believe it. As the New York Knicks have got a deep squad. I think everyone knows now that the New York Knicks are capable of getting a top 4 seed. Some people disagree with top 3. It might be a little optimistic in the eyes of many. I think they're capable. In terms of their squad, it's capable of getting the 3rd seed. It's obviously less likely, it's unlikely, but the 4th seed, a lot of people feel like that's around about where the Knicks fit in the Eastern landscape right now. And you know what? One thing you can't project, that other people, outsiders, aren't looking at is internal improvement. Look at this guy on screen, man, Deuce McBride. If he turns into a player that has an offensive game and does what he does defensively even better, then look out. But man, I'm just so hyped for Deuce McBride's play at the minute, because he's a guy who changed our season last year on the defensive side. If he's given us stuff like this, then look out, man. May have to extend him big time. And I may also need to cop myself a Deuce McBride jersey after this. I love the number 2. Larry Johnson, represent. It's a good number for the New York Knicks history. But yeah, he made Derek White look foolish with that one. And that's got to be on the scouting report. Just like certain guys you you want to take one-on-one, there's got to be certain guys that, hey, I don't want to take this guy one-on-one, man. He's gonna put me on the highlight reel in reverse, in a reverse straight jacket. Yeah, I was thinking this too. Dirty Dancers in the building, and it's wise, you know. The NBA throws you some lemons, you make lemonade, and the back to back was, you know, when I saw that early, I was thinking like, you know, we just played the Celtics to start the preseason. We're gonna play them on opening night. What do we do with this game in the middle? Do we just treat it like it's nothing? You know, and kind of that's what they did tonight. You know, give these young guys a great opportunity, and it could have gone either way. It could have hurt their confidence, or could have built their confidence. And I think tonight, unequivocally, is a confidence builder for the New York Knicks squad. I mean, yeah, I think the 5 most hyped dudes right now, hyped up dudes, might be Quickly, Hart, RJ, Brunson, and Julius. Watching this, if you are those guys watching your teammates here battle and give the favorites of the East all they can handle, and knowing that 5 of us are ready to suit up and come out and play, I got to feel good about our chances. That's all I'll say, really. Just got to feel good about your chances. Not going to say we're going to be better than the Celtics. Not going to say we're going to finish higher, but we got to feel good about our chances. Yeah, and that's all you need coming into, you know, to a big matchup opening night. You know, and we don't forget Dante DiVincenzo is just warming up, literally. You know, he's just finding his feet, finding his groove. And I really like what I saw from DiVincenzo defensively also. We actually cleaned things up a little bit from a turnover perspective as well. Just 14 turnovers. We had 13 the other night. So 14's not great, but it's better in terms of we didn't even have Jalen Brunson and our best unit out there. Again, 11 steals continues to impress me. Mitchell Robinson with 3, Deuce McBride with 4. Talk about players that could be an all-defensive team conversation. Also, I know Dirty in the chat, a lot of Knicks fans are very high on Deuce McBride. We actually finally got a look at, if he was to get more minutes, you know, what kind of player could he be? You know, there's a lot of talk about Emmanuel Quickly getting more usage, and, you know, him being a capable starter. Well, Deuce McBride showing us that with more minutes, you know, he's a very, very capable NBA rotation player on a good team as well. So again, you know, a lot to happen this year. He's going to be a free agent, but the New York Knicks can start dialogue on an extension for Deuce McBride. So that could make things really interesting. Even as a potential, as trade conversations are happening, there might be teams, you know, inquire about Deuce McBride some more, because we know for a fact there was reports that teams did ask the New York Knicks about Deuce, and I think they're just going to continue to come, those phone calls. Fam. Deuce can always be counted on to change the energy of a game. Yep, you said it with the word energy. Definitely. The guy's got an unlimited motor as well. Hartheimer's in the building. What's good? 42 to 44 wins is more likely. That's your prediction. I respect that. And let's see. Hopefully the New York Knicks finish better than that. But definitely the East is stronger. Yep. Good to see everyone out here buzzing. It was a third preseason game, a loss. But really, I don't feel like this was a loss. This was a win tonight. Again, with 5 of our rotation players not playing. We got to see more action from these guys. You know, there's been a lot of talk recently about Quentin Grimes. You know, our show last night with Mark Berman and EJ, all 3 of us were unanimous, I think, in proclaiming Quentin Grimes as our X factor for this team to take another leap. and tonight he answered the call with more usage. And it just goes to show when you have more reps and you can get into a rhythm, we'll see what we saw from Quentin Grimes tonight. A starting wing on a good team, and a guy who can actually play make as well. 3 assists tonight. Always good for a steal or two. But yeah, the ability to stroke it with 7 of 12, 58%, that's an emphatic comeback. So, thing is, he's really unselfish. I like when he puts the ball on the floor, surveys with his head up. He's a very, very unselfish player. Used to be a point guard coming up, and you could tell his feel for the game is excellent. But like I said, man, the theme of tonight was everyone just took their chance. Everyone made the most of their minutes. Evan Fournier probably had his worst of the 3 games he's played in, but really it wasn't even really a bad game. He scored a little bit late. Yes, some people were inefficient, but there's more volume tonight without any go-to kind of scorer. And to be honest, the game looked like it was going to get out of hand. I think at some point in the third. But the New York Knicks just rallied, a 10-0 run based off stops, defense, and 3 balls. So, yeah, the New York Knicks finishing 40% from deep is a huge tick. 43% from 2 and 40% from deep. Also, rebounding. Like Mitchell Robinson in 20 minutes, 7 rebounds in 20 minutes. Like he's going to be good for his double-double, I think, this year, guys. I want to continue to go through guys who have really impressed me this preseason. And Mitchell Robinson is at the top of that list. 2 or 4 from the line. He needs to obviously get better at that this season to finish games. But his ability to affect the play is, definitely makes him one of the top 3 most important players, I think. So, yeah, in terms of guys, when Josh Hart came in from December 10, the New York Knicks were on a 52-win pace. Yep, can confirm. And don't forget, there were some horrible losses. Remember, we were losing games, cardiac Knicks, to Chicago, to OKC. How could we forget about the one at Dallas? There was a bad loss in Atlanta. There was a bad loss to Cleveland, I think, at some point last year as well. And when I say bad loss, I'm saying we were in a great position to win, and we lost the game. And I don't think that's going to happen very often this year. I could see us just not having it on some nights and just getting out hustled, and just losing that way. Or I could see us losing a game on a last minute shot. But I can't really see us throwing away too many games with this team. Now, there's too many good closers that can help us, I think, space the floor as well. It's just going to be up to Tom Thibodeau to man manage and to choose the right guys. And I think, we've got a lot of options, guys. But Deuce McBride's really impressed me. There's no way you could have him out of the rotation based on what we're seeing. So, look, I'm okay playing him over Jericho Sims. If that means Josh Hart plays the 4, and we can try to squeeze Deuce McBride in there, push DiVincenzo to the 3, and play Quickly and Deuce together. That's going to be amazing defense of Quickly, Deuce, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and whoever you want to play at the big man, Hart. I think that should be the preferred rotation to start. I do like Sims when he comes in and rebounds, block shots, but really perimeter defense is the most important thing, I think, for me. Stopping dribble penetration. If he can hit shots, that's the swing factor for me. and that's exactly what he's doing right now. It ain't just tonight. This is talking about it being a trend with Deuce McBride hitting jump shots now. Also, I talked about the handle. It looks tighter. He looks more confident, and let's not underestimate playing in the playoffs against Miami, against the on the road, in a tough environment. I think a lot of these guys would have used that as fuel for their off season. One of the most pleasing plays tonight was a deuce 3 in transition. Again, looks so confident. I think the New York Knicks got a quick stop. We stole the ball. Deuce McBride ran up the court on the elbow, pulled up open 3 in transition, and just nailed it. Like he didn't even have to think twice about it. The jump shot looks real. Obviously, we need to see more volume, but in his minutes, you got to trust Deuce. Like Dirty said, he's just a guy who's ever reliable. Knicks 1 says if 44 wins, Thibs got to get the boot. So you feel like that's a huge step back, underachievement. It's got to be also, I guess, how that happens. Not just the final number, but what ends up happening. Do the New York Knicks start amazing and then the wheels fall off? Or do we start really slow and then we finish the season real well? But 44 wins is a big step back for me. Given where I think we've improved, I'm expecting this team to improve. I'm expecting us to win no less than 47 again, and I'm going with 48 as well, with a clear possibility to do better than that, dependent on the trade deadline as well. Also, we did start bad at home, like you said. Great point. We're not going to start out as terrible at home this year. I feel like we won't. There's good reason to feel that way, definitely. Josh Hart's here. We didn't have him to start last year. Most of last year, DiVincenzo's now here. Again, it looks like we've got a better Deuce McBride, a better Quentin Grimes coming in. Jericho Sims, if he does get minutes, is going to know what he has to bring. I think the thing is Thibs has done a good job making sure everybody knows their role. We don't really see guys shoot out of the, try to hijack the offense, go out on a limb to while out and do, try to force, ill-advised shots and things like that. So I do feel like everyone's capable of doing a little bit more, but they're just scaling it back. Like, for example, Isaiah Hartenstein, we know since the day he got here, he has potential to be that three-point shooter on lower volume, and being efficient. Tonight, shot 1 of 3. That's going to be something that's going to be very big for us this year, especially if he can sit in the corner like Al Horford does, and give us that, give us a couple of threes or one or two threes per game. I think he's also going to stretch the lineup for the bench unit. But I like this point to old head. Deuce Grimes are similar. They're usually on the court with plays that make them the 4th or 5th options on offense, but they definitely, it doesn't hurt their effort defensively. Those guys come in with a chip, and they're definitely willing to do the dirty work. They know what's required of them. The thing is, with Grimes and Deuce, they're also aggressive defenders. They're not afraid to help off their man. They're excellent 1v1, but I would say they've got those defensive instincts, fam, where they can kind of see the ball, they can see their man, and they can kind of anticipate the pass that's coming up from the opponent, and get in the passing lanes, disrupt the offense. I think that's going to be a huge goal for this season, is to force more turnovers. Guys, those that were rocking with us in the playoffs and the heated post games we have, I felt like I was preaching about forcing turnovers like a broken record. The New York Knicks just weren't forcing Miami into more turnovers. I think there was a couple of games in a row Miami only had 6 or 7 turnovers. You're going to struggle to win that way. You need to disrupt the other team's offense a lot more. Of course, the playoffs is a slower tempo. Guys try to take care of the ball more. But yeah, it's got to be a goal to try to force at least 12 turnovers, 10 to 12 turnovers at least, to give you a great chance at more possessions. Tonight forced Boston into 13 turnovers, which was great. Speaking of Drew Holiday, and their entire full squad versus our second unit, basically the turnovers were almost the same, which is great. Yeah, and getting those steals up, fam, ladies and gents. We really need to continue to be aggressive defensively, like Old Head said, Deuce and Grimes. I'm looking at you guys. So, yeah, another reason to feel optimistic is the point you guys are making about the Knicks being on a hot win pace since Josh Hart came in. That's tangible evidence, to look at this team when you're thinking about potential improvement. A 52 win pace since December 10. So if you cut out that slow start and we start at least maybe 500 or slightly better with the squad we have, I really think we can put together a couple of big runs this year. And I wasn't really breaking down the schedule, but I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, okay, for the Knicks to get 50 wins, they're going to have to get on a couple big runs. So am I going to go out on a limb and predict a 10 game win streak this year? And I was kind of thinking like, that may not happen, but do we need to pull off a 10 game win streak to win 50 games? What if we pull off a 2 6 game win streaks or 3 5 game win streaks at some point this season? Then that can get us 15 games over 500 right there. So a streak of the length of 10 games is very difficult. It's going to be tough in this East. But breaking it down, if we can be more consistent, let's say we win 3, we lose 1, we go on a 4 game winning streak, then maybe we lose 2, then we win 5 in a row, maybe lose 1, then maybe we can win 6 in a row. Things like that. So, trying to break it down and try not to do it all the heavy lifting, in one go. Dirty saying our defense was second in the playoffs. We can turn it on when needed. Yeah, definitely now we've got extra bodies. That's the big standout for me. Extra help on the perimeter with DiVincenzo, now with Deuce. Guys buying in, playing hard. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say Evan Fournier can defend, but if he knows the only chance he's going to sniff 8 minutes is to just hustle as hard as he possibly can and make it difficult, use up 3 fouls, and then get back to the bench, then at least he knows what's required, and he's going to have to give maximum effort, 110%. But talking about more gifted defenders that we have, and together with our 2 to 3 big men, that's going to be the anchors of this defense, man. Sims getting 3 blocks tonight was big. He's not got a huge wingspan, but he can rise up. He can definitely, be a nice help defender as well and get those blocks. So yeah, guys, if we're looking at the wire to wire, as we talked about, as we get ready to wrap up, the Knicks basically started efficient, but just gave up too much points, 41 to 30 in the first quarter, but then 30 to 37, and then basically won the third quarter, and then was an even fourth quarter. So excellent night for the Knicks second unit to hang with a very highly touted squad coming in. It's got to build them a lot of confidence, and I think this will. The biggest lead, Boston got out to a 27-point lead. and the New York Knicks were able to rein that back in with our defense and our hustling. And then points in the paint, we were able to win the points in the paint tonight. So that's just, a salute to our big men as well. Anything else that stood out? Let's shout it out. And I appreciate the chat replay gang, 007 Angelo for the super chats as well. On his grind, still checking in. Diehard Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing. Talking about the schedule, Dirty. Our schedule is super tough early on. We get by that okay, and we are absolutely golden. Yeah, I feel you on that, on those words. The thing is, tough early on terms of teams, finish coming in, feel like they can start fresh. Teams like Atlanta, Indiana, all of these teams are going to feel like their season is on the line early, and they're gonna scrap and claw. But like you said, if we can get by those early challenges and come out of it healthy, come out of it with wins, no matter how we win, I'm not going to complain this year. If any win is ugly, I'll take it. So I think, like you said, getting out to a great start is going to be huge for this team to win 50 games. That's going to set things up. I really feel, and I know it's just preseason, but it gives me a little bit more confidence to know that, okay, we have a 11th guy like Deuce McBride, hypothetically. We have a 12th guy like Evan Fournier, a 13th guy like Isaiah Roby, and a 14th guy like Daquan Jeffries that actually have experience and can come in, and can give you some productive minutes as well. So to me, that should actually make the regular rotation go out there and just hustle their asses off, and and make sure that we don't need to play those other guys at all. Peace, Allah wise, salute. Let's go. I think I know you're going to go with the 50 wins this year. Allah, let us know. Am I correct in saying? What's your win projection? Sherwin's win projection. Good night, salute. The East is a lot harder. 50 wins is very unrealistic, you feel. 42 to 46 is what you see. Look, if they win 46, that'll get them still, I think, the sixth or fifth seed still potentially. I think that's going to be good enough to guarantee playoff spot. But I agree with the East. The East is a lot harder. But the thing is, we also got better. So I feel like it's kind of even. Like, we got slightly better and the East got better. I think we're going to see a very similar story to last year. But better execution. Like we said, not throwing away those disgusting losses late, in Dallas, capitulating and those kind of things. I think we'll cut that out a lot more this year. Obviously, we pray for health, man. Hope everybody is healthy on this squad. And I think this depth is going to be huge for us to carry us through. Also, I think I've said this before in the preseason, but you won't see me overreact if the Knicks start slow, if the Knicks are a couple games under 500. Let's say we get out to a 4-6 start. You won't see me overreact or panic, because I think the Knicks are more than capable of going on a huge run, like we saw the last couple of years throughout the season. 9-game winning streak. Last year we had an 8-game winning streak. The Knicks are capable of picking it up. Also, Leon Rose, I don't think he ain't shy in making a trade deadline acquisition again if it's needed. I don't expect it to be needed to help this team make the fourth seed. I think that bigger move is going to come in the off season. But there's always that chance still. If a player like Paul George is on the trade block at the deadline and the price is cheaper, if Zach LaVine's on the trade block and the price is reasonable, I think the Knicks would still entertain it at the deadline. But I just think it's more likely in the off season. Big 60, man. Salute to Big 60. Yeah, let's get that one, man. I can't remember the last time the Knicks won 60. It must have been the championship years. Yep, which could be a sign. That could be a sign, man. The league is tough, 100%, man. 45 wins is even respectable. I've been watching a lot of these other games, and these teams do look very competitive. If LaMelo Ball is healthy, Charlotte's going to steal some more wins off teams. Best believe the Orlando Magic are going to steal wins off teams. The Indiana Pacers as well. So I really feel like Toronto Raptors, the Bulls, the Hawks, the Nets. I really think those teams are going to slide. A slide from a lot of people's predictions. Talking about they've got some talent, but I just don't think they have the depth. There's a lot of even teams on paper, I feel, in terms of talent. If you want to compare talent, you could easily say Orlando have more talent than the Raptors do. You could say the Pacers on paper have just as much talent as the Raptors do. And I really think the Hawks are extremely overrated. They've lost John Collins. They're going to rely a lot on DeAndre Hunter, DeJounte Murray, and Trae Young. And again, when you stack that up against some of these other decent teams, even Detroit might give them some headaches as well. Yeah, legit one very beatable, super beatable team, like Dirty's saying, which is the Washington Wiz. We get them tomorrow night. Which is kind of a interesting factor with tonight's thing in play. I would have preferred personally for us to play everybody tonight and rest everybody tomorrow, because to me we're trying to get into that mode of round one, game one. Boston Celtics opening night, and I feel like tomorrow if we play Brunson, Randle, RJ, Mitch, Hart, IQ, we're just going to blow the Wizards out. And I feel like we're not going to get much out of it, I feel like tonight we would have got more out of it and rest everybody tomorrow. But, it is what it is. We decided to do it reverse. We saw the Minnesota Timberwolves guys about the other game and how decent they looked. They could get hot. They can stretch the floor and move the ball around. And I think they're going to steal some wins also. But tonight, man, it's all about consistency. If we continue to get production like this from Quentin Grimes, Deuce McBride, Sims, Dante DiVincenzo, again, great signs for our bench. Nick Streets, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks' depth is going to help us overcome some of these heavy hitters. And I'm talking about the Milwaukee's and the Boston Celtics. I put us in this above any other team, basically on any other night on paper. I think we can easily defeat the Sixers, the Heat, the Cavs, and whoever else you want to throw out there as well. The New York Knicks are definitively better in terms of 11, 12 man than all of those other squads. And I think tonight proved that with our full squad. I think you'll see us definitely challenge the Boston Celtics and the Philly 70s and the Milwaukee Bucks. Look, Philly's an unknown at this point. Yeah, great point, man. Even after tomorrow, we still got a week off it don't really matter. Yep, that's a great point. Um, and more time to maybe work on some plays, hopefully. Um, yeah, practice more and get ready for that game one. This season's going to be crazy. I'm so hyped. I'm buzzed in, and we haven't had a squad this deep for a long time. Uh, we'll see what these guys are capable of doing, no doubt. I think each guy is going to have a personal goal this year, and that's going to help fuel this team as a collective. We talk about guys wanting to ultimately win. Obviously, there's some teams out there with contract situations at play, but the New York Knicks don't really have a big player on their squad with the contract situation. That's a distraction. RJ Barrett got multiple years. Brunson and Randle, multiple years left on their deals. Quentin Grimes, if we don't extend him, has still got a couple years with the squad. Emmanuel Quickly, I expect that to get sorted before the deadline, right before the deadline. And I think it's going to be a solid number. And I think we're going to go from there. And then, everyone's going to be fully locked in this season. I'm surprised, Darla. I'm not surprised they rested quickly. I'm really not. I really feel like tonight, the back-to-back situation, they we back. We cut out for a minute. We may as well get ready to wrap this thing up. We'll both be back. We'll be rocking out post game. Is it the New York feel good after tonight's from the Oilers and checking us down. So that's it. We'll be touching high ball in this preseason. Pulling up October and November, what it looks like. So after tomorrow, it's a week off. So that's great. And then Boston, a night off, then a back-to-back to start the year. So there you have it. We'll be buzzing, literally, in no time. Forget about the rest of the league. We'll just handle our business, and we'll do what we need to do on our road to 50 wins, hopefully. Top 4 seed, lock that up, and give this team a great chance in the playoffs. But good signs tonight. A salute to everyone out here. Have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.